Now we focus on the Amargasaurus. But after the recent update, is he now up to par with the other dinos? Did they make him better? Did they make him worse? Well, that's what we're going to discuss in this video, if the Amargasaurus is now worth growing after the recent update. So last time when I did the is it worth growing the Amargasaurus, I said no. Although he is fairly big and he does have some good movesets and some other damage factors and stats, he was just considered a deluxe meal for a lot of the other dinos, very easy kill and not threatening at all. Whenever someone saw an Amargasaurus, there was no intimidation whatsoever. They just attack them on sight. And I feel like it should be the opposite. They should be scared when they see one of these things coming at them because they should be fairly strong. But there has been some changes to it since the last update, and we're going to talk about it in this video. So the Amargasaurus has 800 max health, which is the same health as a T-Rex. The T-Rex used to be 1000 HP, but he went down to 800, so now the Amargasaurus and the T-Rex have the same HP. For max stamina, he has 330 max stamina, which is definitely above average, besides the little ankle biters who have like 400 to 600 max stamina. For this thing this size to have 330 max stamina is really good. He also has a really good stamina drain, and by that I mean his stamina drains fairly slow. You can see right now we're in fully sprint mode, and even though we're not moving that fast, we're not losing that much stamina. And we'll be able to, walk far distances before we have to rest, which is really good. So if you plan on traveling across the map with this thing, you shouldn't have any issues when it comes to stamina drain. And then he has 4,650 combat weight, which is fairly above average as well. The max combat weight being 7,000 that official dino can have. He's at 4,650, which is still in between. So anything around his size or smaller, he can pretty much destroy with his moveset. He has more combat weight than the Aloe, but less combat weight than the Suko. And another thing I just love about him is his voice calls, especially his loud roar. I think he has one of the best vocal selections in the game. Personally, I love the way it sounds, and it just sounds badass. Now when it comes to his moveset, they did make a few changes as well, which we're going to go over right now. So for head, he still has a regular headbutt attack, which is like a quick headbutt, and that will do 40 damage with 0.2 bleed. They also added in a senses category, and they gave him 2 new senses. That's right, these are 2 new abilities that they just gave him. You have Sturdy, which makes him immune to knockback effects. And then you have Lone Survivor, which is a 10% armor increase and increased maneuverability when you're not in a group. Now, when it says maneuverability, I'm assuming that means how he moves around. I'm not sure how that means. We're going to see if that makes a difference in a bit. We're going to put that on. For Sturdy, at first I thought this was kind of useless because I'm like, what knockback effects are they talking about for a dino this size? But then if you think about it, you have a lot of dinos with charging abilities. You have the Packy, the Pycno, anything with a charging attack that would cause you to get knocked back. This will make you immune to any of those knockback effects. So I would rather put Sturdy on rather than Lone Survivor, because with the amount of dinos with knockbacks, this can really come in handy. For front limb, you have a Stomp attack, and this Stomp can do up to 100 damage. And from personal experience, when I played PvP, the Stomping is definitely one of the most useful, best abilities that he has. I like it better than the Headbutt, but they work well together. You just have to use it the right way. For hide, you have Resilient Scales, which increases bleed and venom healing by 30%. You have nothing for the legs category, even though they have that here, there's nothing in there. And then for tail, you have a regular tail attack. And don't underestimate the tail attack. His tail has actually far reach. You can see how long his tail is. So when someone's trying to tail ride you, which means attacking you from behind so you can't get the stomp on them, even if they're from a distance behind you, look how long the tail is where you can actually reach them if you swung it. So don't underestimate the tail attack. That can definitely defend you from predators that try to attack you from behind. And then you have the headbutt attack. And also, if you pick the build for your Amarg, if you do this one with the spikes on them, you can see that it causes bleed, which means when a dino attacks you, if they're biting you from on top of the head or the body, they will get bleed damage in return. And then you can see they have different ones here. And I actually really love the color. I love how the spikes are like red and black. Okay, so we put on the Lone Survivor ability, which is a new ability that they gave him. And you can see it's activated on the bottom there. As long as you're not in a group, it should be activated. It's supposed to give you 10% extra armor and increased maneuverability. So let me see what the maneuverability means. I mean, does that mean the way I run, how fast I turn? I mean, it seems different. You could definitely feel a difference when you play them. I don't know if you can tell from watching. but I feel like I could turn and move a lot faster with this on. That's definitely a huge plus. So yeah, they really didn't change much when it comes to his moveset, besides giving him these two abilities right here. Now to discuss the things I do not like about the Amargasaurus. And honestly, I don't really know what I don't like about him. I mean, everything so far seems to check out. It seems pretty decent. 800 max health with 4,600 combat weight. I think if they up his combat weight to maybe 5,000, then I think he would actually be like more top tier for the other, against the other apexes out there. But 4650 is not that bad of a combat weight either, so it's kind of tough. I can't really, other than that, I don't really know. I don't know what I don't like about him. If you guys have anything you don't like about the Amargasaurus that I didn't mention, let me know in the comments below. Do you think the Amargasaurus is now worth growing after the recent update? And the question is, do I think he is worth growing? I'm gonna say yes. Last time I said no because I felt like he was still weak, but now with some few changes and his stats being how it is, I think he's actually fairly decent now and he can do a lot better. So I would say yes, you should probably spend your time growing one of these. Don't forget, if you guys enjoyed this video, to hit that thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what dino you want me to do next for the Is It Worth Growing Series 2.0. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.